Yes. So I've told you that the government budget it is divided into two parts: revenue budget and capital budget. And I've also told you the basic difference between the revenue budget and capital budget. I've told you, Aman, what happened? What do you want to present something? Any presentation have you prepared?
No, sir.
Now, if you prepare any presentation, let me know. I will let you present. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So I've told you that revenue budget, the basic difference between the revenue budget and the capital budget, any transaction that is recorded in the revenue budget, it neither has any effect on the asset of the government nor on the liability of the government. Okay, so any transaction that is recorded in the revenue budget, it neither affects the assets or liabilities of the government. And all these transactions that are recorded in the revenue budget, they are of recurring nature. That means they continuously keeps on repeating. They are of recurring nature. Alright. Whereas any transaction that is recorded under capital budget, alright, it affects the either it will affect the liability of the government or it will affect the asset of the government. So it affects either liability or assets of the government. And you should be knowing that your capital budget is of non-recurring nature. It's of non-recurring nature. That means it does not recurs again and again. It's of non-recurring nature. So these are the two basic difference between the revenue budget and the capital budget. Okay. Then I have told you that your revenue budget it is divided into two parts: revenue receipts revenue receipts and revenue expenditure. Revenue receipts and revenue expenditure. And your capital budget, likewise, it is divided into two parts, that is your capital receipts and capital expenditures. Capital receipts and capital expenditure. So if I'm talking about government's revenue, if I'm just concerned about, or if I'm talking about government's revenue, then I'd say government earns revenue from two sources: revenue receipts and capital receipts. Whatever is coming to the government, either it is coming from the revenue receipts or it is coming from the capital receipt. And whatever thing that government is incurring as expenditure, either it will be the revenue expenditure or the capital expenditure. So first we will discuss regarding the revenue receipts and the capital receipts. which government earns the revenue. Two sources are there: revenue receipts and capital receipts. Okay, these are revenue receipts and capital receipts. So you should know the basic difference between revenue receipts and capital receipts also. I've told you that revenue receipts are of recurring nature. So we will include all those transactions of the government through which the government is earning, which are of recurring nature. Okay. So these are of two types. Government earns tax revenue or non-tax revenue. The revenue receipts, it is further divided into tax revenue and your non-tax revenue. That means all the sources through which, all the taxes through which the government earns the revenue, all those things fall under the tax revenue, and all the resources or all the sources through which the government earns the revenue, which is not a tax. It can be a fine, it can be a fees, it can be a penalty, anything. It can be any aid received, any grant received. All these things fall under the non-tax revenue. So government earns revenue receipts through tax revenue and non-tax revenue. The basic thing about this is that whenever government will earn any kind of revenue receipt, it will neither reduce the asset of the government, nor it will create any new liability. You should know, whenever revenue receipts happen, okay, neither it reduces assets nor creates liability. Why? Because these are of recurring nature, and these types of revenue, they do not oblige the government to pay it in future. The government will not pay back the fine, the government will not pay back the penalty, the government will not pay back the income tax, the government will not pay back the corporation or the wealth tax once received. Alright, so it does not create any liability and it does not reduces any asset also. Government को ये पैसा अपना कोई asset बेच के नहीं मिल रहा है, अपनी कोई company या अपना कोई public company या कुछ भी ऐसा कुछ सामान बेच के नहीं मिल रहा है. So neither the revenue receipts will neither reduce the asset of the government nor it creates any kind of liability. However, under your capital receipts, alright, it either reduces the asset or creates new liabilities. As I've told you that your capital receipts, they are of non-recurring nature, and whatever receipts that are happening in this account, it will either reduce the asset. That means all the transactions, for example, government has sold off any of its company. For example, government sells of Air India. So whatever money the government receives from selling of Air India, it will go under capital receipt, because at the same time the asset of the government is also reducing. Okay, for example, government के पास कोई aircraft था, उसने sell off कर दिया, तो again the asset is reduced. और government ने किसी different country से या different किसी company से loan लिया है, so वो भी पैसा government के पास आएगा, but it creates a new liability. वो obligation बना देगा government के ऊपर कि हाँ आपको ये pay back करना है. Alright, but one thing keep in mind everyone, जो हम लोन लेते हैं, जो गवर्नमेंट लोन लेती है, ओके, वो इट इज ऑफ नॉन रिकरिंग नेचर, वो रिकर नहीं हो रहा है. ओके, गवर्नमेंट ने एक बार पर्टिकुलर लोन लिया, but whatever interest payments government make on that particular loan, it is of recurring nature. हर महीने या 2 महीने पे 3 महीने पे उसको कुछ इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट करना पड़ता है उसके लिए. Okay, that is of recurring nature. So interest payment that the government will make on the loans, it will come under the revenue expenditure of the government. और अगर हमने किसी गवर्नमेंट ने किसी और को लोन दिया है, किसी डिफरेंट कंपनी को लोन दिया है या किसी डिफरेंट कंट्री को लोन दिया है, वो हमें इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट दे रही है, तो वो हमारे रेवेन्यू रिसिप्ट्स में आएंगे, वो कैपिटल में नहीं जाएंगे. इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स और रिसीट्स विल कम अंडर द revenue budget only. Okay, interest payments will come under the revenue expenditure and interest receipts will come under the revenue receipts. Alright, a loan given to any government, it will come under capital expenditure, and loan received, that will come under capital receipt. Remember one thing, loans तो हमारे capital account में आते हैं, capital budget में आते हैं, sorry, but interest payments हमारे revenue में आते हैं. जैसे हम लोगों ने बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट में देखा था कि जो लोन्स थे वो हमारे कैपिटल अकाउंट में आ रहे थे, पर जो भी इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट हो रहा था वो हमारा करंट अकाउंट में दिखाया जा रहा है, बिकॉज़ इट इज रिकरिंग इन नेचर. इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स आर रिकरिंग इन नेचर. सो रिमेंबर दिस थिंग एवरीवन. सो लेट अस सी कि व्हाट आर द वेरियस टैक्स रेवेन्यू थ्रू व्हिच द गवर्नमेंट अर्न्स रेवेन्यू. क्या-क्या टैक्स रेवेन्यू हो सकते हैं? बहुत सारे हैं. टैक्सेस ऑन इनकम, taxes on income, that is your income tax. Okay, and then your corporation tax, custom duties, corporation tax. Corporation tax is a tax on the profits of the firm. Okay, corporation tax, custom duties. Custom duties means
Sir, board is not visible.
import and export duty. What happened?
Sir, board is not visible.
Board is not visible. I think it must be due to some network issue. Wait. Is it clear now?
No, sir.
So, there might be some network issue. Now is it somewhat clear? Taxes on income,
Yes.
corporation tax, custom duties. All right.
सर उस साइड का बोर्ड नहीं दिख रहा है.
हाँ,
तो लेफ्ट साइड बोर्ड
हाँ,
नहीं.
वो जब हम उधर दिखाएंगे then I'll arrange the laptop like that. The custom duties में हमारा क्या है? Import duties, export duties, all these things come. Then your central excise duties, service tax, all these things come under the tax revenue, expenditure tax. Okay, so ये सब लिख सकते हो इसमें तो. Excise duties, expenditure tax, okay, and then comes your service tax. So बहुत सारे types of taxes हैं which make the part of the tax revenue. So at least learn any 4 sources of tax revenue. Okay, and then I'm going to discuss the sources of. I'll tell you the sources of the non-tax revenue. See, under non-tax revenue, there are interest receipts that I have told you. Whatever loans we have given to different governments or different companies or different people in India, so उससे जो हमें interest payments, interest receipts मिलेगा, that will come under non-tax revenue. Then dividends and profits, the profits of the government companies, all these things will come under the non-tax revenue. Revenues from services provided by the government. Government अगर कोई service provide करे, जैसे metro का revenue है, railway का revenue है, government school, government college, government hospital का revenue है, all these things come into the non-tax revenue. Then grants in aid, if any government or anyone is giving us any type of grant, जैसे अभी PM CARES fund बना था, it was a non-tax revenue only. All right. So at least learn any 4 points, or you can do one thing: learn any 2 points from the tax revenue, 2 points from the non-tax revenue. Many times they only just ask the sources of revenue receipts. They don't specify that you have to write about tax receipts, tax revenue, or non-tax revenue. So learn 2 to 3 from tax revenue and 2 to 3 points from the non-tax revenue with explanation. All right. So these were your tax revenue and non-tax revenue. Now coming on to the capital receipt. Capital receipt is not divided further. We just have to discuss various sources through which the government receives the capital receipts. First is recovery of loans and advances. Recovery of loans and advances. For example, we have given any kind of loan to any government in the state or to anyone in the foreign, in any foreign country or anyone, और जब उसकी recovery होती है, जब हमें उसका principal amount पूरा मिल जाता है, then it is called recovery of loans and advances, and it will be recorded under capital receipt because it is of non-recurring nature. Then market loans, जो भी लोन गवर्नमेंट ले रही है मार्केट से, पब्लिक से, या किसी भी कंपनी से, किसी बैंक से, okay, all these are called your market loans. Then special deposits, then comes your small savings, गवर्नमेंट की कुछ स्कीम्स चलती है जैसे स्मॉल सेविंग्स, स्पेशल डिपॉजिट्स की, जिसमें गवर्नमेंट कहती है कि आप हमारे पास पैसा रखवाइए, हम उस पर इंटरेस्ट रेट देंगे, और प्रोविडेंट फंड जो लोगों की सैलरी का कुछ पार्ट फंड में जमा किया जाता है, उस पे दे प्रोवाइड सम इंटरेस्ट. सो ऑल दिस काइंड ऑफ योर स्पेशल डिपॉजिट, स्मॉल सेविंग्स, प्रोविडेंट फंड. Okay, then your external assistance, that means any loan or advance received from abroad, that is external assistance. And 7, disinvestment proceeds. It is quite important. Disinvestment means when the government sells off the equity or the shares of any government company to private individuals. जब गवर्नमेंट कंपनी कोई भी गवर्नमेंट अपनी कंपनी के शेयर्स या अपनी कंपनी को किसी प्राइवेट इंडिविजुअल्स को सेल ऑफ करती है, then it is known as disinvestment. For example, government is doing disinvestment in Air India. Government is trying to sell off Air India, and in past also government has sold off many of the companies, and they have planned to sell off other government companies also for privatizing them. Okay, so जब भी government company sell off करके, government asset sell off करके, government earns any kind of revenue, that is called your disinvestment proceeds, and it is recorded in your capital receipts also. You can learn any 4 points from the capital receipts. So learn any 4 points from the revenue receipts and 4 sources of capital receipts. They can ask in your exams. So capital receipts and revenue receipts we have discussed. Now just we have to discuss regarding revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. You must know the difference between the revenue and the capital expenditure. See, there is not that much difference. If we talk about revenue expenditure, so all the expenditure that the government incurs for the day-to-day maintenance, for example on the law and order, for cleaning, okay, and for other things जो day-to-day पे खर्च करती है, ये हमारा रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर हो जाता है. लोगों को, गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉइज को सैलरी देती है, डिफेंस पे खर्च करती है, पब्लिक लॉ एंड ऑर्डर पे खर्च करती है, सैनिटाइजेशन पे खर्च करती है, सैनिटेशन पे खर्च करती है. All these things come under the revenue expenditure. All right. You should be knowing that. And I have also told you that interest payments are also part of revenue expenditure. All right. जब भी हम interest payment करते हैं, गवर्नमेंट इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट करती है, चाहे वो किसी फॉरेन कंपनी से लिया हुआ इंटरेस्ट हो या फॉरेन कंट्री से लिया हुआ इंटरेस्ट हो या अपनी कंट्री में ही रेज किया हुआ इंटरेस्ट हो, उसके पेमेंट को भी शो इन द रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर. And we all know that revenue expenditure is recurrent in nature. It reoccurs. As far as capital expenditure is concerned, it is just opposite. I've told you that your capital expenditure, whatever expenditure that government is incurring in creation of any asset or in reduction of any liability. Okay, so this is the basic difference between revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. In your capital expenditure, it leads to whenever government incurs any kind of capital expenditure, या तो उस capital expenditure से कोई asset create होगा या कोई liability reduce होगी. Okay, कोई भी capital expenditure से whether कोई भी asset create होगा, हो सकता है गवर्नमेंट कोई हॉस्पिटल बनवा रही हो, कोई बिल्डिंग बनवा रही हो, ये सब हमारे कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर में आएंगे and it will lead to asset creation या liability reduction. गवर्नमेंट कोई पुराना लोन पे ऑफ कर रही है, alright, so it will reduce the liability. And as far as your revenue expenditure is concerned, इससे asset creation पे और liability reduction पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ता है. रेवेन्यू गवर्नमेंट रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर जितना भी कर ले, उससे कोई भी asset नहीं create होगा, ना ही कोई liability reduce होगी. Alright, so this is the basic difference between revenue and capital expenditure. So till here we have discussed, students. Only the topic that is left is we have to discuss deficit budget, and we just have to discuss regarding various types of budget deficits that we will do in the next class.